Okay, what's up everyone? It's Aslam Dutoy here, and today I'm sitting here with Lucienne, and Lucienne and I go back a few years, and let me show you what Lucienne is doing. She is an egg farmer now, so these are the eggs that they are selling, and we're going to walk through this egg farm in a little bit, but ironically I didn't meet Lucienne on an egg farm the first time. We actually met in the property space, because you guys know a lot of my videos about property, and Lucienne used to do property management, and that's how we came across each other. So Lucienne, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, where you started before you got into egg farming.
So basically, as I we did meet in the property game. I was a property manager for a while, doing a lot of things, from hijack buildings to just letting out with tenants and dealing with different sorts of tenants from all walks of life, from all different aspects: corporate tenants, tenants in Hillbrow, tenants who are in corporate in Hillbrow, and the like. And the hijacking game was a very, very difficult game to be in. We then bought this farm as a property, a property that was a potential hijacked building.
Okay.
And so we took a farm over that was literally not doing so well, and we fixed it up. And what I knew when I came here was everything about property. What I knew about chickens was Nando's. I never knew you could see so many chickens in one space in so much time. I now have developed a honor for the chicken, because I understand how hard it is to get an egg out, and the time consuming effort that it takes to give a quality egg.
Okay, so let's. How long did you do the property management for?
I was in the property game for about 10 years.
10 years, right? And how long have you been doing chicken farming now?
I started in the 13th of January 2023, and I'm still here.
Okay, so it's just going about 2 years now.
2 years, yes.
Okay, great. So, if someone had to come to you and ask you, listen, I want to start farming chickens, or I want to start an egg farm. What are some of the tips you would give them? Things that they need to know, maybe you didn't know and you thought to yourself, I wish someone told me this before.
Exactly. So basically, we've done two types of chickens. And the two types of chickens would be, we bought in at Amberlinks. Amberlinks is a white laying chicken, but it's a bit of a temperamental chicken, and this is my opinion. I then started to realize after a while, the Amberlink chicken is not as hardy as what we discovered a Lowman brown chicken is. A Lowman brown is a lot hardier to the temperament and the climate around it. Remember, I just want to tell you that a happy chicken is a happy egg, is a happy customer. When you're rearing a chicken, my advice to you would definitely buy in your own chickens. You can buy them at 1 day old. They're relatively easy priced. The food for that size chicken is relatively cheap in comparison to the later stage food that you'll get when you have chickens that are actually laying. My advice to you would definitely be to rear your own chickens, because then you know what goes into the chicken. You know whatever you put in the chicken is what you get out. Sometimes you're buying a chicken and there are shysters out there, and there are people that will give you a chicken that they didn't put everything into it, and you don't get a quality egg, and people want to know why. So that's the long story short.
Okay. And you're speaking about buying in chickens, right? So where do you buy these chickens from? Where would you buy them from?
We buy it from consultants who work together with hatcheries.
Okay.
So they basically hatch their own chickens from fertilized eggs,
right.
And it's day old. So day old comes to our farm as Lowman Browns. They come to our farm already vaccinated, day one vaccination.
Right.
We then rear them from there and take it to a point of lay chicken vaccination wise.
So if you guys watch this whole video, we're actually going to walk through the farm in a little bit, and I'm going to show you, Lucienne's going to show us exactly what goes into, from the day you bring the 1 day old chicken into the farm, and what happens from there, and how they get to a point where they actually lay an egg, and from there the eggs then go out to whoever the customer is.
Correct.
And on average, and I know it will vary, depending on what the market is doing, but on average at the moment where we are, what are you paying at the moment more or less for a chicken?
Well, basically a day old can cost you anything between 26 and 35 Rand, depending on where you'll buy it.
Okay, and how soon from the day you buy them before they lay that first egg?
Between 17 and 20 weeks.
17 and 20 weeks. Okay, and in terms of the people that buy the eggs from you, are you selling mostly, you don't sell retail, you're doing wholesale eggs, right?
We do retail, we do wholesale, and we do individual.
Okay, so people that potentially come to you, they can either buy retail, so for the house, they take them home, or they can come and buy wholesale and go and resell it as well?
Correct.
Okay, all right, that's interesting. Okay, so I think let's do this. Let's go out. I'm in the farm today, as you guys can see, no suit, no tie, no jackets. I'm going to be a farmer like Lucienne, and she's going to take us through the egg farm. Can we do
Correct.
that?
Yes, we can.
Awesome, let's do it.
All right.
So some of this we're just going to speed up. You know, you won't bring here anything. Okay, so Lucienne and I are at what we call the day one room. Let's call it the day one room. So this is essentially where you basically bring in your 1 day old chickens. So a truck or something like that, this is where you put them first. Okay. We're gonna open this. I haven't seen something like this before. I eat a lot of eggs. It's the first time I'm seeing how they actually get made.
So basically when I open the door, chickens are very temperamental to sound. So we're going to open the door and that's our babies. There's 650 inside here and you can see they're all running. But they're happy, they're not making a noise.
So what are these lights that you have running
So the heat lights, we bring the chickens in. Remember, they can't control their own body temperature. It's just like a human baby. You have to help them control their own temperature, and we do that. There's a certain feel to it. You'll know if you're getting hot, the chicken's getting hot.
Okay.
So after about 3 weeks, you'll see the chicken during summer. The chicken will come to the door because they really favor the light. Chickens are very big on light, and we put a false door up. We keep this door open, and the chicken get the free sunlight coming in. We switch off the heat lights because now they've got the heat of the sun, and now they've got the air blowing through them.
Okay, so how long will they be in here more or less?
They will be in here until they go to 6 weeks old,
Okay.
until we start them onto grower. So we start them off with starter feed. So starter feed, remember, starter is for starter, grower is for when they're growing, and layer phase 2 is for when they start laying eggs, because it's a layer chicken.
Right. Okay. Okay, so this is sort of stage 1.
Stage 1.
Okay, so let's move to stage 2 now. Okay, so this is the stage 2 room over here. Right, so what you just call this, you can call it stage 2, right?
You can call it stage 2. So basically we just move chickens over here, so you can see chickens were in here.
So this is empty right now.
It's empty right now because we've just moved chickens into the big house. So it's more of an open cage, but it's still protected from the elements because during winter it's still cold.
Okay.
But the reason why we move them is because now they're getting too big. They're going to, from 6 weeks old, we start feeding them grower, and they really start to get too big. So from 6 weeks old up until 10 weeks, we then move them over to vaccination room 1. We will start vaccinations. But up from stage 1 to stage 2, it's 6 weeks until 10 weeks.
Okay, so this is where you would basically bring them in here, right? So from that room into the Wendy house.
That room, yeah, that's right.
Okay. So what purpose do the Wendy houses serve?
We use it because it incubates all the elements. It's warm during winter and it's cool during summer.
Okay. Okay, and then from that stage you'll take them then into this room over here.
Into
this
that
cage.
room, correct.
This cage, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's a more open cage.
Okay. Okay, and then where do they go to from here?
From here they'll go, because now they're 10 weeks old, they're going to go over to the vaccination room.
Okay, so now we're going over to the vaccination room. Okay, so let's go and check that out. All landscape.
We have to dip our feet for sanitary purposes because biosecurity is very important.
Okay.
So we have to dip our feet when we change over into chickens because bird flu is rife. People that come in, we have sanitizing the bucket. So we dip our feet when we go into to any
Okay,
house.
dipping the feet.
It's to protect the chicken and it's to protect our farm. So basically on the welding coming here, we call this the sale room because it's a sale. So from the sale room they come into here before they go into this is the waiting area for the vaccination room.
So this is like the wait. So they're in the doctor's waiting room
They're
right
in the
now
doctor's waiting room right now, yes, to get vaccinated.
to get vaccinated. Perfect. So Okay, so these are still to be vaccinated or already?
They are in transition vaccination, so we have 3 sets of vaccinations.
Okay.
You vaccinate at 10 weeks, you vaccinate at 14 weeks, you vaccinate them at 16 weeks, because by 70 weeks they start between 17 and 20 they start laying egg, then they go into the cage and then we have a different kind of vaccination there which is not live. But
So maybe this is important. So maybe let's repeat that. So how often? So when they come to you, they're vaccinated.
when they come to us at day 1 they're vaccinated, which is in the drinking water, and the hatchery vaccinates them themselves.
Right. And then when is the next period? So how old are they when they get here?
14, so at 14 weeks,
14 weeks.
14 days, I apologize. At 14 days is the next vaccination, and that goes into the drinking water, and that's for to protect them from Newcastle disease and Bombora.
Okay.
And then from there, it's day 21, day 28, then 8 weeks, and from 8 weeks, it's then 10 weeks, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, and then into the house.
Into the big house.
Yes.
Okay. So these ones here, once they're vaccinated, they then move into what we call the next stage.
The next stage is the layer cages.
The layer
That's
cages.
okay.
Okay, so let's go have a look at that. So maybe just show.
Yeah, just like the surface. It's just a surface. It's nothing. It's got a little bit of flies in the mix will not hurt anybody.
Yeah. We're in the laying rooms, right? This is where the chickens actually lay the eggs. Okay, so how many chickens do you have in this room right now?
In this room right now we have 7,000.
7,000 chickens, and how often do they lay eggs?
Once a day.
So once a day, is it 1 egg, 2 eggs a day?
That's one chicken will lay egg within the 26-hour period. So basically 1 chicken, 1 egg, 1 day.
So 1 chicken, 1 egg, 1 per day. Okay, so let's maybe have a look at some of them. We don't need to go. Let's see if we can spot the egg. So here's our goal, spot the first egg. Okay, so if I look here, nothing over here. Oh, here we go. Here's an egg right here. Okay, so there you can see there, one of the chickens just laid an egg.
Stay here between 15 and 18 months. After 18 months we cull them. Cull them doesn't mean kill them. Cull them means you get rid of them and you sell them to other potential laying farmers who want to experience the transition of knowing how to do chicken farming. So we basically really sell an older chicken who will start laying a jumbo egg, between an extra large and a jumbo egg, and that's for those farmers to experience it as they want to become farmers.
Okay, and I'm just noticing something very important right next to the laying house, and it's this massive structure over here. Okay, so this looks like a silo or something. Okay. Okay, so maybe let's come a bit closer here. Okay, so so this feed cell, is this where all the feed goes in, all the food, right?
The feed goes into this house. It's a 15-ton silo. These chickens eat 2 ton a day. The chickens
2 tons
throughout
of
the
food,
farm. So then we've got two 15-ton silos on the farm. This one is for the top house and for the second house, and the bottom one is for that house to the third house.
Okay, now I've got a question.
Yes,
You were a property manager before.
yes.
How did you learn so much about chickens?
YouTube, man. I googled
YouTube?
YouTube. I learned everything on YouTube. I learned to vaccinate on YouTube. I learned why do my chickens die on YouTube. The color of the coin is this color. What must I do? I learned to panic on YouTube. I learned to unpanic. I learned everything that I know from YouTube. That's how I learned.
So you see, some things on YouTube are actually worth watching.
I agree.
Do you still watch videos?
Oh, of course I do. I learn
Okay.
every day. I'm nowhere near where I should be.
Okay.
I learn on a daily.
Okay, 100%. So after they've laid eggs in this room over here, where do they go next?
Then they go to the what we call the.
So
egg
we've got
room.
the egg now, right? So
We've got
where do
the
we
egg.
take our egg?
So then it's then over here. The room is then over here. It's a very busy room. You can understand. It comes in on a trolley. It comes in on a trolley. You can see these eggs are just raw from the house.
There we go.
So some of them have got a little bit of poop on. You'll see white eggs amongst them. You'll see lighter color eggs, and the reason for that is that there's many reasons why. It could be an older chicken that's laying an egg, because that's what happens. When a chicken lays an egg, you start to go from a very good, beautiful, this is a younger chicken, you can feel it's still warm, and you can start seeing an older chicken will start laying an egg. This is not necessarily the same chicken.
Okay.
This could be when an older chicken gets bigger, it will start to lay a jumbo egg, then a very big egg, and then what it does is it tries to reset itself. And then it starts laying smaller eggs. And when it's like this, then the chicken's in trouble. Then it's definitely the right time to cull them.
Okay.
So when you see eggs like this, it's a very good idea to monitor where the egg came from. Did it come from your earlier stage chickens, or did it come from an older chicken? If it came from an older chicken, then it's fine. If it came from a younger chicken, it's not fine. Then there's something wrong with the chicken.
Okay.
Which means this could be a calcium, it could be something wrong with the food. There could be many reasons. The chicken is getting hot, the chicken is stressed. We literally give the chicken Carmina and stress back. Carmina is vitamins, and we give them stress back when you see that there's no noise.
Right.
And then when the chickens make a noise and they're not happy.
Okay.
So basically we give them Carmina and for vitamins, and we give them stress back just to relax them.
Okay. And what would produce that white egg that I'm seeing here?
The white egg, this is definitely an older chicken or a sick chicken.
Okay.
But from where I know that...
So it's not an Easter egg?
It's not an Easter egg, no. So I know specifically where they got this chicken from. It's from the cage where we have old chickens.
Okay.
So I monitor it on the daily. You can see generally what I like to do is I like to take the egg, and I like to just generally, and you can hear if your sound is on,
Right.
and I'm tapping it pretty hard. There's no breakages,
Okay.
and you can feel for yourself. That's a heavy egg.
Yeah, this is a nice egg.
Which means
I eat a lot of eggs, so
yeah.
this
So
is a good egg.
that would be generally a quality egg
so this is before they get sorted, right?
before they get sorted.
So from here they're going on to what? This is the sorting machine.
100%.
Okay, so tell us what the sorting machine actually does.
Okay, so you're going to come sort from here, Lisa. So it goes from here, and now put it on. And these ladies are quick. They do this on the daily, every day, all day long.
So as it
And then from here it goes on a weight system. So you see these over here, it's labels on top here, and these labels are weighed according to SAPA, which is the South African Poultry Association, on the grams per egg that you're allowed to sell at. So basically a medium egg is a different size to a large, to an extra large, to a jumbo. And then
So this is actually, it's like a scale, it's weighing the egg. Once they come off the egg sorter, this is where you basically put them into the boxes, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and then from the boxes, they get...
Depending on how many eggs we get for that day, we take it directly from here. We have orders that come in on our WhatsApp line. We then take it from here and we take it directly to the package lady. Either we take it to the package lady, it's this size tray is going out for an order, or we take it straight into our cold room to wait for the next order.
Okay, so if the order is not ready, it's basically going from here into the cold room.
Into the cold room.
This is the cold room right here. Okay, so there we got our cold room. Now we have the wrapping station. So you saw it came from the sorting machine. So we're over here at the wrapping station. So this is where they actually wrap the eggs. So the eggs, when you buy them, for example, like this over here, this is where they get wrapped. So we're gonna have a look at how they get wrapped, how the eggs get wrapped. So I see you've got your branding on here. Can people buy these eggs without any branding on them?
They can choose, it's customized per the client. Some people want it with a barcode on and no rendering on because they scan it in stores. Some individuals who buy stock eggs, they don't want it as rendering because they resell it and it's just really, it's not a purpose for them. They don't need it.
Okay, so over here we can see the wrapping is actually taking place.
So you can see she puts it top on and then our brand is to protect the eggs for any transport and obviously the plastic over. That keeps the egg in safe wrapped in plastic, so food wrapped. So it keeps the egg from not jiggling inside the bucket so it doesn't move. You can specifically see on our rendering, she stamps the date on. So we stamp the day that we wrap and we give it a 1 month lifespan. The egg must be, the supplier who buys the egg must adhere to the store in a cool, dry place, because some people buy eggs and they just store it in non-places and then the egg will go off obviously. So we put our stamp of approval on for 1 month, provided it's stored in a correct manner. This doesn't mean in 1 month eggs going to go off.
Okay.
This just means this is your prerequisite for eating the egg within a month.
Okay, I see that.
Eggs have been known to last 4 months in the fridge.
Okay.
I mean, you should know if you've had eggs longer than a month.
Yeah, we normally buy about 15 dozen.
100%.
So we buy in bulk. Okay.
And you can see the eggs that she's wrapping now, I want to just tell you. The eggs that she's wrapping now is going on the collection trolley. Right? From the collection trolley, it's coming here to order, which means they collected that from the chicken. It's now coming to be wrapped. By tomorrow, we're going to be delivering the same eggs that were collected and wrapped yesterday.
So it's fresh eggs. What you're basically telling me is
100%.
very, very fresh
100%.
eggs.
That's exactly.
Literally laid 2 or 3 days ago.
100%.
Okay, 100%. Perfect. So I know you also do free range
Yes, we do.
eggs, right? So we're going to go to the free range cage right now.
Okay. Really the legal. So we find a free range, which we've got a notification of the work. It's just in the building stage. So we tried one because we wanted to see if it will work, and it is. So we're going to free range. Okay, baby.
Right now we are at the free range cage for those people that want free range eggs. So maybe explain to us how does a free range egg differ from what you just showed us?
So basically the free range will spend its whole life in a free range cage. Free range just means the chicken is free to run. So it's in a free range cage where it can run from there, as opposed to batteries where they are in a cage and that's where they're stuck.
Right. Basically got a male and a female here. That's essentially
Correct,
it,
yes.
right? So how many eggs do you yield here and how often?
We get 1 egg per day.
1 egg per day.
Yeah, and she doesn't let us down. We get a good egg, 1 egg every single day from her.
Is this something you're planning on expanding?
I
Or?
definitely am.
Okay.
I've already built another 2 cages. They're not operational, but they should be operational soon. And then we're going to expand. These are leghorns.
Right.
The reason why we chose leghorns for this operation is because they are here in winter and in summer. During the cold months in winter, they were just inside here.
Okay.
We never had to worry about them dying because of the climate. They were raised outside from babies, from a hatchery into a cage like this. We therefore put them back into the same environment.
Right.
And you can see I've bought them about maybe 6 months ago and they're still going strong. And we're getting a good egg from them.
Okay. And so if it's 1 egg, I mean obviously these will be a lot more expensive. Who are you selling these eggs to?
These we sell to our farm customers who come in who only require free range.
Okay.
Right now the range is not big enough to sell to retailers.
Right.
But we are expanding because now we know how to do it. If I might just say, you need to test the waters when you do this.
Yeah.
So don't go spend your money and buy R1,000,000 rands worth of chicken.
Yeah.
You first start small. Start by 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Then you start to learn on YouTube. You start to learn how to do it. You listen to people that know, and then you start to develop a tact. Once you start to develop a tact, you will hit the ground running, because not everybody has to be a farmer from their cousins, aunties, mother's father. You don't.
Okay.
You can be a property manager like me. I'm 52 now. I started at the age of 50.
Right.
I never started on my grandma's farm when I was 5.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Everybody can be a farmer.
How many chickens do you have here right now?
Altogether we have 17,500.
17,500. And when you came here just a little under 2 years ago, how many chickens did
We
you have?
had 12,400.
12,400. So
Yes.
you're getting close to having doubled it, right?
100%.
And how many eggs were you producing when you got here?
When we got here, they weren't. The chicken was, the farm wasn't doing very well.
Right.
We salvaged a dying farm.
Okay, okay. And now you've basically revived the brand.
We've revived the brand so much so that we've got a demand for our eggs.
Yeah.
And we've got a demand for eggs, therefore we buy more chickens and rear more chickens, which you can see all the rearing stations I have. Because I started with one little, in the Wendy house, I just started with one small little Wendy house. That's how we started. I started small. Then I realized this could work. I started to get a template for it. Now we actually got the property next door as well, and we're starting to increase our brand that way.
Okay, nice. Awesome stuff. And you also sell chickens, right? The ones that are reaching a certain stage, like you said
Correct.
earlier, you sell them.
Off-lay.
So the
chicken.
off-lay. So how much do you sell those chickens for people that maybe want to buy them and sort of start off and test the
100%.
waters?
So we sell them about 45 rand.
45 rand.
45 rand a chicken.
45 rand each. Okay, that's not bad. And then for the other people that come, they can buy in bulk and go and
They
resell.
certainly can.
Okay, 100%.
They can certainly do it.
So guys, there you have it, Jamkie Eggs. So that's the egg farm we're at today. Lucienne, thanks so much for.
No, thank you for coming. Appreciate
And we
it.
really enjoyed being here. I learned a lot about chickens. I learned a lot about eggs. Now I know more than just eating the. Okay, this guy is making a lot of noise. Cheers, everyone.
Bye bye. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank